Hello everybody, I hope you're having a nice day. I'm coming to you from the past, so I'm still pregnant, but hopefully when you're watching this I won't be still pregnant and I'll be looking after my new baby. But I'm recording some videos so there's some stuff to come out for you whilst I'm away. And this is something that we do get asked quite a lot on, and we thought it'd be a useful tutorial to do. So it's how to put pockets into basically any skirt or dress with side seams. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a full circle skirt that I've cut out. This fabric, by the way, absolutely love. I'm sure you'll agree. And I've been saving it because I knew I was going to use it in this video, so I'm sure the girls will be linking to it so that you can buy yourself some of this. But yeah, I've cut out a size 10. I don't know when I'll be able to wear this again, but yeah, hopefully soon, because before the end of the summer, because it's such a beautiful fabric. So I've cut it out, and I basically used the pocket piece from the Doris Dress, but you could use it from pretty much any sort of standard pocket really. I think you could use it from the pajamas as well. So yeah, any kind of one of our pockets that we have, we should work with it if it's just a standard pocket. And what I've done is I've worked out where I wanted the pocket to start. So for that, you might need to tie a ribbon around your waist, certainly if you're making a waisted skirt like this. And then just position your hands to see where you feel like you'd want your pockets. And then at that point I sort of measured what that distance was, and then from there I got the top of my pocket. So I've gone ahead and I've already pinned one of my pocket pieces in. So what it looks like is you want to place the pocket right sides together with, at this point I'm looking at the front of the skirt, and lined it up with the side seam. So the top of the pocket is where I wanted it to be, and then I've just pinned it along there. Then on the corresponding back piece I've done exactly the same, so exactly the same position down and right sides together, so it looks like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it from here to here. Now one thing you've got to think about is your seam allowance for your pocket, so because we're going to also need to be able to join the pocket as well. So it's best if you start stitching a centimetre in and finish stitching a centimetre up from the bottom of the pocket, because then we can easily catch that and stitch it in. Okay, so I'm going to do that now on one side. I've got fabric everywhere. And my seam allowance on the side seam is going to be 1.5 centimetres. So I'm just going to use exactly the same seam allowance. So that's it stitched there. Now you do have the option of then doing an understitch. Now an understitch would be good because that will help it stopping from rolling out of the pocket sort of hole. So I am going to do that. So you want to iron your pocket open, so the pocket to the side with the seam allowance going the same direction, and then just run an understitch again, just focusing on the section that you've stitched, so not going beyond that centimetre either side. So that's now understitched. So I'm now just going to do the same on my corresponding back piece, so I'm at the same point. Okay, so now those are both stitched and understitched, I can sew up the rest of the side seam. So what I'm going to do is place the side seam right sides together. Lining up the top of the pockets is really important, and you've got that seam point, which is where you're going to be pivoting and coming round the corner of, not the corner, the curve of the pocket. So make sure that they're lining up. And if you did use the Grace pocket, then you'll find that there are notches there to help you line up along the curve of the pocket as well. So I'm going to pin those, and then just pinning the rest of the side seam below the pocket as well. Okay, so that's it fully pinned. So what I'm going to do now is sew in one continuous seam. So I'm going to go from the top down, pivot here, come out, and it's 1 centimetre in a seam allowance all the way around the pocket. Come back to my pivot point there, and then down like that. Okay, So it's really important that those points meet, and if they overlap by a stitch, that's even better, just because then you know there's not going to be any gap there. Okay, I've met that stitching, and now I'm going to pivot and I'm going to sew around the pocket bag. I love that the angle that I'm stitching this in. It's a bit awkward, but hopefully it makes it easy for you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I then met my stitching on this side, and I'm just going to put my needle back in and pivot now down, going back to my 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. That is now stitched, so I've now stitched along, around and down. So if we open the skirt out, you can see here is my pocket in there. So all that's left to do now is to give that a nice press. Now the pocket goes towards the front, so I need to press it so that the pocket bag is going towards the front, and then press it so this seam is just slightly rolling over, so that you can't see that inside understitching, and it's in line with the rest of the side seam. I also need to go ahead and finish the seams in whatever way that I was going to. So if you're going to overlock them, then you need to do that. Just a little trick, when you're doing the overlocking, it is going to be hard to navigate around there. So if you put a little snip into the corner there, you should be able to overlock this bit and then overlock that separately. You can do that at the bottom and top of the pocket bag. But that's how you put a pocket into a side seam. Really easy, and you can do it to anything. So the Betty dress, the Rosie dress, our full circle skirt that you use for in our intro to dressmaking course or a dressmaking weekend, you could put it in the shift dress. Basically any of our dresses that have a standard side seam, you can do this. The key thing is getting the position of the pocket in the right place so that you're not putting your pockets up here or really down there, depending on where you want them. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, guys, and I will see you soon, I'm sure. Bye.